All right, we're looking at the 1.8 Ready, Set, Go, which is the homework. And this first section tells you these are all geometric sequences, and they want you to find the common ratio. So you're trying to figure out what is being multiplied. And so one trick for that is to work backwards. And we know common ratios are multiplication. So working backwards, we would do the opposite of multiplication, which is division. So I'm going to do number 2, and I'm going to make a table just so you can kind of see my thinking. The first term is 1/2. The second term is 1. The third term is 2. The fourth term is 4. And the fifth term is 8. And so some of you might already have noticed what the pattern is, but I want you to stick with me so that you can use this habit to find any common ratio. So you always take the term below and divide it by the term above. So this one I'm going to do 8 divided by 4, and that gives me 2. So I think the common ratio is 2, but I like to check it with each pair. So then I'm going to do 4 divided by 2. So the one below divided by the one above it. 4 divided by 2 is 2. 2 divided by 1 is 2. And then 1 divided by 1/2 is also 2. So the common ratio for this problem is 2. And so they want me to use that strategy to do problems 1, 2, and 3. In the set, you are filling in the table and writing recursives and explicits. So let's do this one together. We're up here. Let's see what the action is. From 5 to 7 is adding 2. From 7 to 9 is adding 2. So from 9 plus 2 is 11, and 11 plus 2 is 13. So this is a recursive. This is an arithmetic because it's adding 2. And so the common difference is plus 2. So I can write my recursive. Always starts with f of n equals f of n minus 1 plus 2. F of 1 equals 5. And then my explicit uses that same information, f of n, so to find any number, I'm going to start with 5, I'm going to add 2, n minus 1 times. And it's a big N because it's arithmetic. And then I'd like to do number 8 also. So this one, 27 to 9, it's decreasing, but I don't think that it's arithmetic because there's not the same amount of space between numbers. So this is, I got to work backwards and figure out what's going on. So we practiced this above. So to find the common ratio, I'm going to take the number below and divide it by the number above. So 3 divided by 9 is 1/3. 9 divided by 27 is 1/3. So that tells me that it's geometric because it's growing by multiplication, and that common ratio is multiplying by 1/3. And anytime you multiply by a fraction, it's going to make your sequence decrease. So to get the rest of my terms, I need to keep multiplying by 1/3. So 3 times 1/3 is basically dividing by 3. So 3 times 1/3 is actually 1, and 1 times 1/3 is 1/3. So the recursive is to get the next number, I take the number before and I multiply by 1/3. And then starting at 1, the output is 27. And then my explicit says to find any number, I start with 27, I multiply by 1/3 to the power of, because it's geometric, n minus 1 times because it started at 1. And then the go is helping us find slope and y-intercept and writing an equation. And what I think is really cool is that we've been finding slope and y-intercept this whole time in this unit. We've just been calling it something different. So let's practice with number 11. And then I like to start with b, which is really the y-intercept. It's your starting value at 0. So take your pencil and you want to find the y-axis and then figure out where does the line cross the y-axis. And this line crosses the y-axis at -3. So b is -3. I also like to remember that that's where it begins. That's a word that starts with B. So B is where it begins at the y-axis. And then M is our slope or our common difference. And we find that by doing rise over run. So take your finger and find another point, and it looks like this is a great point and this is a good point. They're points that land exactly on grid marks. So I'm going to figure out how do I get to that other point by going up and over. So I'm going to go up 1, 2, 3. That means that I have a rise of +3, and then I need to go over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, to the right 5. So my rise was 3 and my run was 5, so that means the slope is 3/5. So now that I know my slope and my y-intercept, I'm going to plug it into this equation, y equals mx plus b, where m is my slope and b is my y-intercept. So b is my y-intercept, m is my slope. So my equation is y equals slope, which was 3/5 x, and then my y-intercept is plus -3, which is the same as -3. So that's your equation.